All right. What's up, YouTube? Josh here from Momentum Productions. Uh, Sorry if I looked a little awkward in the beginning. I was having some trouble, as usual, getting these live streams up. So hopefully, my notification squad is getting notified that I'm going online, doing a live filmmaking Q&A with my awesome YouTube subscribers. Recently, we just broke 15,000 subscribers. This is absolutely fantastic. So let's keep the growth happening, and let's reach 20,000 really soon. So um, let's wait a few minutes. What's up, Halvin Wolf? How you doing, man? Let's wait a few minutes for some people to tune in, and then we can get started here with some filmmaking questions. So as you are logging in right now and starting to watch this live stream, go ahead, start typing in some questions, and we can talk about some stuff. I know I definitely have some questions from earlier videos that are left unanswered, and we're going to make sure to answer some of those. Alvin Will says, "Congrats on the 15,000 subscribers, Josh. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it." Okay, let's. Wow, thank you, Alvin Wolf. I really appreciate the super chat, man. That's really sweet of you. Um, okay. All right, guys, welcome. Let's go ahead and get started. Today I'm going to be actually releasing a new tutorial video on Monday about slow motion with your drone. And even though you may not have a drone, these techniques in slow motion will be very good for normal camera users like a Sony or Panasonic, doesn't matter. So we're going to cover some awesome tips for slow motion, and we're going to talk about speed ramping and editing. So what's going to happen is, I think I might as well just put you guys into my editing suite and show you exactly what I'm talking about when it comes down to speed ramping. So I'm going to go ahead and open up my Final Cut Pro. I'm going to wait for that to boot up. Then I'm going to transfer this webcast into Final Cut Pro so I can show you some of my edits that I'm working on. So while that's loading, we will go ahead and continue loading up some questions here that maybe we can answer. Actually, I think Final Cut loaded. Let me make sure the right project is open, and we'll be able to talk about that. Sorry if the sorry about that noise. Sorry if the audio is not up to par today. My H6 recorder is not near me. It's packed up, so I didn't really have time to grab it. But anyway, let me go ahead and get this all set up for you guys. Yes, you are going to get a peek of the MP3 list, definitely. We're going to talk about some of that. I'll show you where I get my music from. Actually, let me load that up right now. Okay, I'm going to load up my playlist. Halvin Wolf, I know, has been asking me for ages, for weeks now, about the playlist. So I'm going to show you exactly what my playlist looks like. And I get a new playlist every week, so I'll show you this week's playlist. There's quite a few songs here. And yeah, all right, so let's go ahead and load that up. Sorry guys, I need to go into my my software here. Give me 1 second and we will get started here. Okay, so alright, so here is my audio list. Okay, so these have, I think for the last 2 months I've been using this audio list. Actually ever since March, but I've been using these tracks over and over again. These are like my go-to tracks whenever I have trouble. Whenever I have trouble finding good music, I can always depend on this track on this list. This list guarantees me good music. So yeah, so this is the list I use. Most of it is from a channel called Bass Rebels. So there's also another channel called Music Library. These are all non-copyrighted music, just as long as you give the artist credit in the video description. So these are my go-to tracks whenever I have trouble finding music, and these tracks always work. So that's that. So back to me. Now let's work on getting you into my Final Cut software here. Let me load that up here. Dun dun dun. Sorry guys, it's taken me a while. No. Okay, let's see here. Okay, all right, got it. Cool. So let's go ahead and switch you over to my my Final Cut Pro stuff right here. Okay, here we go. Switching you over to Final Cut Pro. Awesome. So this is what we have with Final Cut Pro. This is part of the new video I am working on that's coming out on it's coming out on Monday, 5 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So this is what we're looking at here, and this is actually more. This is the editing portion of the tutorial video. This is what we're going to talk about when it comes down to speed ramping. Speed ramping is basically means changing speeds between slow motion to fast motion to normal, and a lot of it has to do with the kind of music you're working with. So let's go ahead and play this, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. Hopefully it's not going to be choppy. I don't think it's rendered yet, but here we are. And by the way, I don't mean to annoy you guys, but I've paused, I've put in the text in the lower left-hand corner of how fast the footage is moving. So let's go ahead and play it. Slow motion, transition, boom, boom. Goes to fast to slow, down to 50%. This is a nice shot here. Boom, next shot, slow motion, boom, next shot, boom, next shot, let it hang for a bit, and then next shot, all slow motion here. Turn down the volume here. All slow motion, I go with the track, boom, next shot, alright. Still slow motion, we're going to do another speed ramp of fast. Here we go. Here comes the fast motion. Boom! Slow motion. So it all goes with the music. So let's go ahead and play it back, and let's try and break it down some more. Okay, so here we go. Slow motion, fade in. We're at 50%. Transition, sound effect, boom, fast motion, then down to slow motion, 50%. So this area right here, we're doing fast motion here, 330% fast. All right, so it's over 3 times faster than the original footage. Then we go down to slow motion. As soon as the beat drops, boom, slow motion, right? And we let it hang for a bit, let the users get adjusted to the nice view here. And then we cut to the next shot along with the beat. Boom. With the beat, we cut to the next shot. Slow motion. Next shot. Boom. Boom. So some people might be asking me, like, why don't I have like a crossfade between the same, location here? So we're in the same beach. We have the same actors in the shot, right? Why don't I have like a crossfade or something like that? Because a crossfade going into the same location, showing the same people, it's kind of boring. I'd rather have like a hard cut that goes along with the beat. So, boom, hard cut. Boom, hard cut again, same location. I just think it's actually cleaner to have that than crossfades. So, yeah, I mean, that's just my take on the whole situation. Yeah, so that's my situation when it comes down to editing. Let's take one more quick look. I'm not going to say anything this time. You guys absorb the whole editing process here, and let's see if that will work. Let's go back here, so I can delete that. Boom. So yeah, that's what I'm working on for Monday. That's just like a little sneak peek for all you guys. Let's go ahead and switch you back over to me. So yeah, that's what I've been working on. That's some of my, that's an easy edit in my opinion. I just, put in my music, boom, cut, boom, cut, boom, cut, boom, cut. And it's just, as long as I go along with the music, I feel the flow is good. I feel the energy levels are good. And it just makes me excited about the video. And hopefully it does that to the viewers as well. Alright, so let's answer some questions here. Sonic Palette says, finally taking the plunge. I'm going to be pretty much working for free under a successful videographer. Sonic Palette, good. Good work. Good work. Yeah, trust me, this is going to be an excellent experience for you. Internships do not last longer than 2 or 3 months, so make sure that around the 2-month range you already, start telling the videographer that you got only a week or 2 left until that you're going to move on, unless the videographer is willing to pay you. So never stay too long in an internship or working for free for that matter, because you got to start making money at some point, right? So yeah, that's a very good idea. Aris Melakroinos, I hope I'm pronouncing that name right. Guys, what glide cam to buy under 200 euros for a Canon 80D? Good glide cam be the Lang system. You can find that for $200 US on eBay or Amazon. Very good system. Very, very good system. So consider that when you are looking for a glide cam. Yeah. So I hope that edit I showed you earlier, just now, helped you out. And I hope it showed you why I like to edit certain things the way I edit them. The footage from that stuff that I just showed you was from the Mavic Pro, from the Inspire 1, and from the Phantom 4. So those were shot on 3 different drones. Halvin Wolf says that he's going to be picking up a smooth cue from Zewin Tech. Alright. All right, the smooth Q. I think that's for the iPhone, if I'm not mistaken, right? It's a gimbal for the iPhone. It's good gimbal. I think, honestly, I think that's better than the DJI Osmo Mobile. So I think you're going to get a really nice gimbal there. Are you buying it directly from them, or are you buying it from a dealer or from eBay or something like that? I think that's a really good gimbal to have, in my opinion. Amazon, nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I know there's a few of you watching right now. Usually we get more viewers during the weekdays. But I like to sometimes, if I have some free time on the weekends, I like to talk to you guys. Brian, hey, I finally made it to another stream. What's up, Josh? What's up, Brian? How you doing, man? You have any questions for me? Good to see all you guys coming in, spending your Saturday afternoon with me. What are your plans for today, guys? You gonna have fun? All right. So Sonic Palette, what kind of work are you going to be doing? I hope you're still on the stream. I'm not sure if you are or not. But if you are still on the stream, let me know what kind of work you are going to be doing for this videographer. I forgot what country you're in. Let me know what country you're in. I'm very curious. But yeah, Sonic Palette, definitely took my advice on working for a videographer, working under a videographer for free, because that is the best experience you are going to get. There's nothing better than that. Sonic Palette is in Chicago. Wow, beautiful. I love Chicago. I want to go back. I was there for like a week on business, and I loved it. I really loved Chicago. Commercial work. Fantastic. Wow. That's really fantastic. Good job, Sonic. Good job. That's absolutely fantastic. What kind of gear are you going to be using for this commercial work? Like what kind of lights, mics, all that good stuff? Let me know. Brian says, yeah, man, I'm good. I never catch your streams because it's either midnight or I'm at school every time you stream. Ah, man, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I'm trying to do it at different random times so I can catch different people. I'm never too, I never do the same times. So I think that's a good strategy. That way it can get more, a more diverse group watching. Iris is asking, do you use FOB machines or hazers? What do you? I don't know what those are. I think you mean fog machines. Yes, I definitely use a fog machine. Let me actually pull up a video of me using one. I realized that I need to show you guys. I need to shadow one of my professional shoots. I want you guys to go behind the scenes on one of my shoots. I'm shooting with Rob Riches next Thursday. I don't think I'll be able to take you behind the scenes because it's just going to be me and him, and it's going to be. I never set the camera down. I always have the camera in my hand, so it's going to be really tough to shoot behind the scenes. Maybe if I shoot it on my iPhone. I'm not sure, but I'll figure it out. But yeah, there is a music video I shot with a fog machine. You can't really tell that there's fog there, but the reason why there's really soft light, I'm going to get the link for you in just a second here. I'm going to pull it up. You can check it out. Fog creates a really beautiful, it just softens the light and it makes people's skin smoother. Just in the camera, it looks really nice. So here it is. I found it. So let's see if you notice if there's fog or not. You'll notice that the light is extremely soft. So let me post it here. check out that video. And yeah. Sonic Palette says he shoots with the Canon C100s and/or FS7s, Kino flow lights, and Arri lights. Wow, very nice. So this is expensive equipment, guys. We're talking about big Sony TV cameras, Kino flows, those lights are thousands of dollars, and Arri lights. Those are also great. Oh, wow, that's you can't get much better than that. Halvin Wolf is asking, ever used Filmora? What is that? I've never heard of that. And Halvin Wolf is also saying that I should go live for my iPhone and put on a tripod. You know what? I'll try and do that. That's a good idea. At Gold's Gym in Venice Beach, it's actually, the service is not too great there. But I'll see what I can do. Maybe I'll just do it on my Instagram stories. So if you're following me on Instagram, you can follow my stories. I think that might be easier than doing a live stream, because just service goes in and out over there. Brian is saying that he's planning on getting a Canon 100D with the Yolongo S60T glide cam and Rode VideoMic Pro. Do you recommend anything better, or should I stick with that? How much is the Yolongo S60T glide cam? I think it's less than $100, right? I never used it. The reviews, I think they have 4 stars on that glide cam. It's not bad. That's a B rating. If you can fork over a little bit more money, I would go with the Lang stabilizer. Laing. Type it in again. The only thing is, Yolongo looks good. I just never used it. I never had it in my hands, so I can't tell you if I liked it or not. I've had the Lang, I've had the Wieldy, and I've tried glide cams, so I know I'm experienced when it comes to those systems. But yeah, Brian, if you can fork over a little bit more money, go with the Lang. I haven't had the Yolongo S60T, so I can't, unfortunately, recommend that. But yeah. Yeah. Halvin Wolf says that he's a bit nervous about getting the Lang. Why is that? Why are you nervous about the Lang? Let me know your thoughts. Maybe I can get you to be less worried. It is really difficult for a beginner. Yes, that I agree. Any sort of camera stabilizer that uses counterweights is going to be very difficult to use in the beginning. But here's the upside. It's like riding a bicycle. Once you learn how to use it, you'll never forget. So when I first got my stabilizer, my first stabilizer ever was the Optica SteadyVid Pro. That thing was an absolute nightmare because it took me 4 or 5 hours to balance. And this is at the time when YouTube videos there weren't any YouTube videos explaining or telling me how to balance a Steadicam. So I was basically working on it by myself. It took me 5 hours to get it right, and I did get it right eventually, but it took me 5 hours, and then on top of that I had to practice panning, tilting, and all that other stuff. But now, since my channel has about 20 videos talking about how to properly use glide cams, 20 videos, and they've gotten probably the best ratings on YouTube. I don't mean to gloat, but that's just how it is. I think that now any user can watch my videos, get a glide cam, and balance it within 20 minutes their first time. So I think with the materials that are available to you online, I don't think that having a glide cam or any sort of camera stabilizer should be such a pain anymore. So I wouldn't be so scared. I wouldn't. Aris is saying, yeah, me either. I want to learn though. So yeah, I mean, there's so many different sources of information that that you can get from YouTube, and it's great. It's fantastic because with that information, you're able to do whatever you want, um, especially when it comes down to camera stabilization. And people were so nervous in the beginning when drones first started getting popular. Um, you know, I remember when I first bought my remote controller helicopter I got for like Christmas or something. I crashed into a tree and I never saw it again. I mean, technology has evolved since then, and people are still worried when buying drones. Drones are basically fully autonomous now. They can take off and land by themselves. They can fly by themselves. They even have obstacle avoidance, so they can literally dodge obstacles for you. So buying a drone shouldn't be an issue for you. The technology exists that it allows you to fly so flawlessly and easily. You shouldn't have to worry about, oh, I'm gonna get amazing footage, but I'm too scared that my investment will just go to just vanish. I've had that worry too. When I first bought my Inspire One, I paid over $3,000 for it, plus the accessories and all that stuff. $3,000 on a drone is a lot of money to spend, but I've had it for 2 years, and it was so much fun, and I enjoyed it so much. Well, when I first got it, I had major issues with it, but now that DJI is used to making quality drones, they're not going to have those issues anymore. But I mean, my experience with the Inspire One was just so amazing. I love that drone so much that it really made me rely on drones as a legitimate camera for my setup. So I don't think that you guys should be worried about purchasing equipment that can be learned with practice. And plus, you have so many, as I said earlier, you have so many opportunities to learn about this equipment online. And my channel does a lot of that. I teach you how to fly drones on my channel, how to get cinematic shots with your drone, and I teach you how to use glide cams, how to balance, set it up, get shots with glide cams. I'm going more in depth each week on my YouTube channel on specific features of cameras. So for example, I'm going more in depth on drones on Monday. I'm going to be talking about slow motion. So that should help you guys out on creating your camera profiles and setting up your settings. Sonic Palette is saying, I've been making money already, but I'm currently rocking out the T5i with a Sigma lens, but I realize I need to take a chance to work with equipment I can't afford yet. Get a credit card. If you need equipment that you think will make your work a lot better, get a credit card and just pay off interest-free each month. That's what I did, and it was one of the best decisions of my life. Hello, welcome. What editor do you use? Can Sony Vegas provide basic editing features necessary for videography? So if you're stuck with a PC, the industry standard software for PC would be Adobe Premiere Pro. However, I never really used it. I use Sony Vegas, so Sony Vegas can do everything that Premiere Pro can. So Sony Vegas definitely my choice of software, just not the industry's choice. But it has all the options that you want on a video editor. Sony Vegas definitely has. Eris says that he loved his Phantom till stupid laws came into Greece. Really? What laws? What laws came into Greece? This is horrible. I can't stand it. Apparently America is still like the most lenient when it comes to drones, which I'm shocked, to be honest. Halvin Wolf is asking, would you be willing to show some tips on how to follow a moving subject as like a person or a model with a drone? You know what? That would be a good idea for a video. Let me write it down. I will definitely be willing to show you guys how I do that. So I'm going to put that down in my notebook here. How to follow a subject with a drone. Boom, I marked that down. Definitely on the list. Great stuff. Brian is asking, but can it process transitions like blurs, zoom-ins, and like other professional transitions like Justin Odisho does? Of course it can. Of course. Again, there's nothing Sony Vegas can't do. Anything that any other pro software can do, Sony Vegas can, to be honest. I absolutely relied on Sony Vegas. The first year of doing video work, it was all I was, or no, not the first year. It was basically the first 3 years. I relied on Sony Vegas to do all of my editing, and I never had any issues. The only problem with Sony Vegas is that it's not as stable as it needs to be. So I've had it crash on me quite a few times. But it's been years since I used Sony Vegas, so hopefully they fix that issue. I think they have Sony Vegas 14 out already, don't they? Let's see. Yeah, they came out with version 14 already. So that's cool. Yeah. Sonic Palette says that he has excellent credit and getting a credit card wouldn't be a problem, but I don't want to overextend myself. What are your thoughts? Well, what do you mean by overextending yourself? Well, I think I know what you mean. You mean you don't want to be buying so much equipment that you're like not using half of it, right? Well, think of the fundamentals. What kind of shots do you want to achieve, and how often do you think you're going to need those shots? So when it comes, you have to do some practical thinking here. A lot of people don't even need drones, to be honest, because most of their work is on the ground. Not everybody needs a drone. So think about it. Do you really need the specific equipment that you're going to be investing in? It's all strategic thinking. All strategic thinking. When I first got into this industry, I wanted to buy as many things as possible, and I ended up not using half of it. Now I've sort of calmed down, and now I only buy things that I know for sure that I will use. So you have to think to yourself, what kind of work are you going to be doing, and what kind of shots do you want to achieve? So I think that's the best advice I can give you. Yeah. I need to check out Justin Odisho. I think I only saw like half a video of one of his. But if you guys recommend him, I will check him out. But yeah. So those are my thoughts. Let's go ahead and answer one more question here. And we will enjoy the rest of our Saturdays. So, I appreciate all you guys tuning in. If you haven't already, feel free to throw me a super chat. All the donations go to new equipment reviews and all that other good stuff. So, yeah. Halvin Wolf says he likes my style of videos better. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Wow, Vegas 14 is out. And it looks very, very nice. Checking it out right now. Brian is saying it's Sunday in the Philippines. Laugh out loud. Enjoy your Saturdays, guys. Oh, Brian's from the Philippines. Okay, awesome. Sonic Palette. I was referring to making sure I have the right amount of money coming in. Okay, alright. So, listen. The gimbal I have, I'll talk about some investment stuff right now. Okay, so the gimbal I have is the Cane TV Argo. That thing is expensive. It's over $1,200. Okay, that's a lot of money to be paying for stabilization. All right, but after shooting a bunch of workout videos with Rob Riches and my soon-to-be client Mike O'Hearn, uh, you know, the demand for that for my clients, in music videos especially, I need smooth footage. So I need a gimbal. I need a gimbal. It's a must in my line of work. So I bought a gimbal. Some people don't even need gimbals, to be honest. Some filmmakers won't need it. So you have to really, or maybe they do need it, they just don't need it immediately. Maybe their demand for like extremely smooth footage is not that important to them at the moment. So you have to understand what your clients demand from you. My clients demand smooth footage. I need to be able to manipulate my camera moves to make it seem like it's on a dolly or on a slider, and while I walk, it has to seem like the camera is flowing and not like a cameraman is controlling the camera. So what equipment allows me to do that? A gimbal. A gimbal can replace three different things: a Steadicam, a dolly, and a slider. It can even replace a crane to some certain extent. So $1,200, that replaces four different types of equipment, or takes form of four different types of equipment. You break it down, that's actually very cheap. That's very, very cheap. So that's why I figured out that a gimbal for me is extremely important to own. Extremely important. Just because it does so much. It really does. And on top of that, it's extremely versatile. I can put it on a drone, crane, jib, anything I want. Even on my Lang stabilizer, I can mount it on there if I wanted to. Aris is saying, I'm into visual effects. I now study in a university here in Greece, visual and audio arts. Then I want to go abroad. What should I do next? It's a good question, Aris. What to do next after you've gotten your education? Start working at internships. Look for internships. Internships are just as important as school, if not more important, because it's real life experience you're getting. Arasa Tumpak Awa, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Aside from your gimbal, do you still use your glide cam? Yes, I definitely use a glide cam. The only issue with the gimbal, and I'll tell you right now, is that it's powered by a battery. And what does that mean? Accidents happen, guys. Short circuits happen. Batteries being discharged happens. So what happens when you show up to a shoot and your gimbal is dead? Your gimbal battery is dead. Your motors have been fried. What are you going to do? You're gonna have to turn to your glide cam. Always have a backup. If something's running on a battery, always have a backup for that something. I've had things fail on me, and it was just a very embarrassing moment in my life. Like, I've had a lot of bad things happen to me on shoots. So even though I love my gimbal and I put my full faith and trust in it, I always need to have a backup for it. So yes, I use my glide cam. Every single time I go on a shoot, I bring a glide cam with me, even though I'm using my gimbal, because you never know what may happen. Brian says, one last question. Do you recommend the Canon 100D for vlogging, though? It's more accessible since it's more cheap, and I want to start filming as soon as possible. What's the other name for the Canon 100D? I don't know that camera. Maybe there's another name for it. I'm not a Canon person. Oh, it's a Rebel SL1. That's a good camera. It's a good camera. Looks like the price range is around $300 for used, actually. Around $300 can get it used. Honestly, I think you'll do better with a point and shoot. Simply because point and shoots will have more features for you. They're lighter and they're easier to mount. Eventually, when you have a bigger budget, then you can upgrade to a mirrorless camera that has interchangeable lenses. I wouldn't invest $300 into a big bulky camera, simply because it's too much money to be throwing in at something that's kind of difficult to hold. Maybe a nice Canon point and shoot, like the G7X, I think that's what it's called, Canon G7X. It's a little bit more It's a little bit more expensive, but that's one of the point and shoots that I strongly recommend. Don't forget that the SL1, the Canon 100D, $300, $350 for the body plus a lens. You're going to end up with the same price as this point and shoot. So yeah, I would recommend the G7X for a vlogging camera. Brian also says the downside is that there is no flip out screen. Definitely, yeah. Artist says that he has the 80D, too heavy for vlogging. Yeah. So for my vlogging camera, what I use, I have the GH4. I rarely use it on professional shoots. I just use it, put on my GorillaPod and film myself whenever I want to vlog. And it does a pretty good job. I'm happy using my GH4 as a vlogging camera. You know, it's a little bit bulky, but it's very light. So I'm happy using my GH4 for that. All right. Okay, one more question, guys. One more question. But you guys have been asking excellent questions today. Very good questions. Any more questions, guys? One more. We can get one more in here. Casey Neistat has been using the 80D before switching to shoot in 4K. Yes, that is true. But I could not imagine using an 80D, to be honest. I'd rather use a G7X. Justine uses a G7X for her vlogging stuff, and she's very happy with it. I saw her at VidCon. I didn't get a chance to talk to her, but I know her vlogging set up very well. Justine, she's a pretty big YouTuber too. Eris is asking about what are some good cheap lights. What's your budget? What is your budget and what kind of lights are you looking for? Like soft light, hard light, cool light, warm light. So yeah, let me know what your budget is and let me know what kind of light you're looking for. Brian says he plans on using the 80D for videography and vlogging, basically a 2-in-1 camera. If you haven't bought the camera yet, I would slightly, wait, raise a little bit more money and invest in a better camera than the 80D. Aris is saying $200 for key lights. $200. Looks like you're going to have to be investing in some softbox fluorescent lights. I'll get you a link right now. I think they're around 200. Give me 1 second for my internet to load. Okay, here we go. Trying to get this link for you right now. So these are soft boxes. Whoops. Sorry about that. Dun 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 dun. Here we go. We need continuous lighting. Okay. All right, so I found something for you right here. This is a wow, $199.99. Right into your budget. And it's free shipping for FedEx Ground. So here's the link. $199.99. You get 3 soft boxes. You get 2 normal stand soft boxes. They're gonna just point, and then you have 1 over the head soft box, which acts as like an edge light or a hair light. So it's a damn good deal if you ask me. However, they're not flicker free. So make sure that when you're shooting with these lights, you do not shoot at a high shutter speed. Otherwise, you are going to be seeing some flickering. So, yes, remember that. Do not shoot with these cheap lights at a high shutter speed. You will see some flickering. Jordan Wright Film. What's up, Jordan? What are your audio solutions for the Sony A7 cams? I use the Rode Stereo Video Mic Pro, the Zoom H6 recorder, the Rode Filmmaker's lavalier kit, and the Sennheiser G3 lavalier. Depending on your budget, one mic might work better than the other. However, it took me a while to raise some funds to spend like $2,000 on audio equipment. Okay, so decide what you think, how much money you're willing to spend, and let me know, and I'll tell you with that money what you should buy for your A7. Brian says, "All right, Josh, thanks for the tips. See you guys at the next stream. Over and out." Peace out, Brian. I hope this stream has helped you out, man. Yeah. Let me know what your budget is, Jordan. Budget, letting me know what the budget is very important. And then after I answer that question, I think we will be able to log off the stream. Unless we're getting more viewers now, so this is interesting. Jordan, where are you at with my answer, man? You're the only one who can tell me what your budget is. Any other questions, guys? Do we have any other questions coming in? Sonic Palette, thanks, Josh. See you soon on the next live stream update. Awesome. Jordan says, I've been looking at the K2M, so like 500 USD. Nice. Okay. All right. We can definitely work with that budget. So, 500 USD. You can definitely buy for 500 USD a used Sennheiser G3. Or you can get the Rode lavalier kit and still have $100 left over. In my opinion, I think you should get the Rode lavalier Filmmaker's kit. That's what I use. And then when you have more money to spend another $300 or $350 on the Zoom H6 recorder just so you can get cleaner audio. When you're using a recorder like the Zoom H6 or the Tascam recorders, you're always going to get cleaner audio with more dynamic range than you will simply recording it directly into the camera. So always feed it through a preamp, such as a recorder, and then either sync the sound in post-production or feed it back into the camera. You'll get definitely cleaner sound this way. Arasa is saying, I'm editing a new project in my Final Cut Pro 10 at the moment, but I haven't finished yet, but I have this new footage, my first drone flight yesterday. I want to edit it, but not quite sure if I can still create a new project without losing my old one. Is that possible? Yeah, you can definitely create a new project without losing your old one. All you got to do is open a Final Cut Pro, click on File, New Project. Okay? And that's all you will need. Okay? Well, thank you guys for tuning in. I got to get running. It is a Saturday, so you guys enjoy yourselves. I hope you guys get some filming done over the weekend. And stay tuned for my new tutorial video, which will be going live at 5 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on my YouTube channel. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already. Also, check out my website at www.capturethemomentum.com. Sign up to my free newsletter for free filmmaking and photography tips, and you'll be able to get notified whenever I upload a new video. Also, Notification Squad. Click on the little notification icon. That way, whenever I upload a new video, you automatically get reminded that there's a new video on my channel. All right? So thank you guys so much for watching. I will talk to you soon.